what a baby bird. What a good birdie. What a tiny little baby bird just hatched out of an egg. This is how I talk to my cockatiel, Tiki. He was originally my wife's pet, but now I consider him mine as well. He's really cute, no matter how hostile he gets when he sees my large, talonless claw reaching for his empty food bowl. I'm teaching him a new trick, trying to get him to wave back to me. He's all alone in his cage and has developed a heartbreaking tendency to sing to his little claw, and sometimes to curse at it when his claw suddenly transforms into a threat, and he switches gears from pathetically lonely mode to creeping panic. He tilts his little head to the side so he can peer down at his dexterous talon.
Oh, sorry about that.
He's such a lech. Who taught him to wolf whistle like that? It was me and my wife. We also taught him to say, "G'day, mate," so he could feel connected to his homeland, Aussie. "G'day, mate. Cheese fries, please. Please, can I have some cheese fries?" I can't get him to say that last part. Those rosy red cheeks, those elegant long yellow flight feathers, that proud crest. Ring, 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 ring. Banana bird. He's a banana bird. But of course he's not a banana, even though he resembles one. He's a cockatiel. He's our little baby bird. A really smart and present living creature. A very special pet. Sometimes he moves his beak like he's talking after I say something to him. Sometimes I feel guilt for keeping a living creature in a cage for his entire life. It reminds me of slavery. We call ourselves pet owners. We own them. We buy their food. We pay their exorbitant veterinary bills. We love them, sure, no question. They're members of our families that we own. We get plenty of intangible, non-economic benefits from our relationships with the animals in our lives, but it still reminds me of slavery because our pets aren't free. They may have the run of the house, but most aren't allowed to roam far and wide. Most are kept locked inside their homes. Family members that we own and have little to no freedom. I realize some of you might hate me for saying it. I get that. I'm not trying to judge you. Look how much time I just spent talking about my little baby bird Tiki. And I didn't even mention these boys. Teller and Shadowfax. What a cuddle crew. Shadowfax is the fastest kitten in Middle Earth. Lives for New Year's Eve. Or at least dresses for it. And Teller, so handsome, so enigmatic, so long and loud. Such a tube cat. Teller Weller. Yeller Feller. Cellar Dweller. I'm not judging anyone. I love being a pet owner. I love being their master. It's fair to say that I'm conflicted, because I wouldn't be okay with locking a human being in a similar sized cage for their entire life. That's too long, right? An entire lifetime? It reminds me of The Dark Knight Rises. Bane tosses Bruce Wayne into that prison pit. We knew Batman was getting out, but nobody else did. Everybody else was dumped in that pit forever. That's cruel. Who does that shit? Oh, right. The United States government. The CIA. Slavery's happening right now in American prisons. American companies are profiting off slave labor provided by the state. A state which has not only a legal monopoly on violence, but also on providing slave labor to American corporations. A state which is required by law to provide enough prisoners to for-profit prison companies and for-profit slave users of the Fortune 500. Laws written with the extensive assistance of those same companies profiting from the American prison slave system. Come to think of it, aren't all workers basically kept in a cage by capitalism? Our union member grandparents and great-grandparents called our system what it is, wage slavery. Paying out 80% of our salaries to banks, mortgage, rent, student loans, car loans, credit card bills, bank. And don't forget, big chunks of our pay also goes to insurance companies. Health insurance, the most expensive. Car insurance, pet insurance. Paying for policies that you need an attorney or a lawsuit to get any payout, if you're lucky. Insurance companies are part of the finance, insurance, real estate, fire sector of our economy. Rentiers, landlords, the Epstein class. They own our asses, don't they? We need our paychecks to survive in their world. They own it. We just live here. And we provide all the value that billionaires are extracting through capitalism to themselves. Capitalism makes us all slaves to the landlords. Communism says, who needs landlords? We don't need to be slaves. Slavery's wrong. I grew up thinking the U.S. settled that question with the Civil War. Generations have grown up knowing that slavery is wrong. So why keep a constitution that says prison slavery is still okay? 13th Amendment. Why should we keep a constitution that Congress and the Supreme Court and most of all the president wipe their asses with every day? Workers are kept in cages by our salaries, our wages, our benefits, our massive debts. Debt slavery is another term that comes to mind. Our lives traded for profits that go to someone else. We're not really free. Not any more than my cats or my old pal Tiki, my favorite little baby bird. He knows why the caged bird sings. He longs for his freedom. And if you live off your paycheck, you probably do too. Please give a like, follow, favorite, repost, follow my link tree. Sign up for my Substack. Let's make them pay.